Ottawa, back to tell you about a fabulous project put together for those families that have a child in the family with special needs. And when it comes to the school system, it can be so difficult and overwhelming to go through all of the different obstacles that can come up when you have a special needs child. And here to tell us more about it, we are joined by Heather Rose and Kim Peterson, the creators of the Ontario Special Needs Roadmap for Schools. Welcome to the show. Great to have you guys here. And Suzanne Jacobson, the president of Quick Start. Welcome. Great to have you here as well, Suzanne. And Kim, I had the wonderful opportunity of hearing you speak at a fabulous event, and you talked very passionately about your own circumstances. Why did you necessarily need to target schools? What stood out to you in your own personal experience?
Because there's a real gap in knowledge for the parents. It's a whole new like a whole new world. It's a whole new world, a whole new vocabulary. There's just simply too much for parents to know.
Like, for instance, what are parents struggling with when it comes to special needs?
Well, they want to make sure when their child is in school that they have all the proper supports and services in place for their child. They want to make sure that they're getting the very best for their child. And if you look at the education law and policies and regulations in Ontario, it's huge, it's overwhelming. It's taken us well over a year to research through all of it to get out the main points for parents so that they are 100% sure that their child is getting the best when they're in school.
And what are some of the points that parents need to know, like the bigger picture points?
Well, they have rights. They can, if the school is offering a service and it's not working for your child because you know your child the best, then you have the right to go and ask for more services, to make appeals. You can appeal just about anything if it's not working for you and your child.
And I'm guessing a lot of parents don't know that or feel like they have a voice, especially not when they're dealing
Exactly.
with
Well, you can imagine that when you're dealing with a school, a school board, superintendents, principals, parents feel intimidated.
Yes.
Of course.
Yeah. We understand that. Parents are busy no matter what, but parents of children with special needs are more busy. There's more to juggle, there's more appointments, there's more details.
And Suzanne, you can speak on that. I mean, your organization has been around for some time now, and trying to, help out with parents, finding a more knowledge. How did you partner up with these ladies?
I met Kim and Heather, I think a couple of years ago now, and they just hopped right on board. How can we help you out, Suzanne? We'd like to work with you. And it's a great partnership, and that's how we connected together.
When it comes to school, Suzanne, you have grandchildren of your own who are on that autism spectrum.
Yes.
What were the biggest challenges that you found for your grandchildren?
What my daughter was telling me is she's trying to line up appointments to meet with teachers. Of course, they're very busy as the year ends, as the year begins, and it's trying to coordinate all of that and make sure that they understand what your child needs, what things are going to set them off. And do I need to make sure that I give this child a little extra time to transition? If I see the child starting to do this, I know I need to remove them from the classroom, give them a few minutes on their own so they can calm down before I bring them back in again. These are things that the parents know very, very well. And the challenge is, because the teachers are busy, they've got a lot of kids in that classroom, and how can you connect with the teacher to let them know what your child needs, along with the other parents that are trying to do that as well. So this roadmap gives the parents the information that they need. It gives the timeline. Like in May, the school applies for aides and so on to help with the children, their support system. So you don't want to, as a parent, be going to the school in June to say, by the way, now my child is going to be coming to your school, if you know in advance, so that the school then can be set up as well to be making the right requests to support your child.
And we've outlined that in our roadmap. It starts a year before the child is actually in school. So this will help guide parents and give them kind of like a template of what happens the year before their child even starts school.
Well, and your research was over a year, so obviously it is a difficult thing to find the proper resources and information out there.
There is so much information out there, and I don't know how many hours, hundreds of hours, that Heather and I have sat there in a boardroom and just kept reading
Right.
and highlighting.
Your first roadmap was the Ottawa Autism Roadmap. What did that roadmap look like exactly?
Well, that roadmap was specifically designed for the people in the city of Ottawa. And it was for parents who have concerns about their child, so they could go on there either pre or post diagnosis and get a roadmap of everything that they would need to do leading up to the appointment, leading up to the diagnosis, what happens during the diagnosis, and then afterwards all the activities they need to get on once they have that special piece of paper that gives the diagnosis. You need to set up so many services and supports, and it lists everything so that parents can track it from beginning to end. And it's comprehensive and all in one spot.
And you just launched a new website yesterday?
Yes, we did.
And how's that going so far?
Well, we launched it yesterday at 12 noon, and I'm proud to say that we've had over 2,000 downloads of our roadmap already.
It's amazing.
So, and I'm checking the stats all the time, and it's going up hundreds and hundreds.
And that clearly shows you that there is a need for,
Definitely.
you know,
Definitely.
for what
The
you
difference with
do
this
as
roadmap
well.
is it's applicable to the entire province,
Right.
not just Ottawa. So we have a lot of people from other school boards in Southern Ontario and Toronto area that are sending us tweets, sending us messages with comments and feedback, and they're looking for this.
Yeah.
And the idea is to, I guess, make it more interactive, right, Kim, in the future?
Yes.
In what manner? What would you like to see happen?
Well, we want it on our website where when they click on it, the roadmap shows up, but they can click almost every box and something like the tip comes up, or
Right.
but actually if they download the PDF, everything is clickable as well. So we're working towards that. We're just two moms and we have full-time jobs, but it's definitely something that's coming up.
Suzanne, what about funding? You know, you've been on the show before talking about you know, provincial, federal funding. Have you made any headway as far as funding goes?
Oh, well, there was just a big announcement by the Ministry of Children and Youth Services of $5 million annually to the children's treatment centres in Ontario to provide broader services for speech therapy, occupational therapy, and physical therapy, as well as a one-time funding of $1.25 million to speed up that diagnosis for the kids. So definitely, there's lots of good things happening.
Maybe you could speak on, you mentioned early diagnosis, because early intervention you've mentioned before, but I want you to hit that home again. Why is that so key, early intervention?
It's phenomenally important, and really you don't need the diagnosis. If your child's not meeting those developmental milestones, you need to take action and find out what you can do, what your child needs, get it provided, and that gives the child the best opportunity to reach their full potential. We deal with, obviously, with children with autism. Not meeting the developmental milestones doesn't mean your child has autism, but you just want to deal with things as soon as possible as you notice it, and then you can get it, you know what you're dealing with, and the best response will be received.
Yeah, be proactive, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Heather, where can people find the roadmap?
They can go to specialneedsroadmaps.ca and go to the roadmap page, and it's right there ready to download.
Excellent. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for having us.
Don't go away, because coming up we have Luc Doiron in the kitchen. He is the executive chef with Patty Boland's and Maxwell's Bistro, which is under new ownership and management. And Luc's going to update us on what they're doing at Maxwell's. We'll be back with that right after this. Actually, Aaron said it perfectly. All we have to do to introduce this next segment is Guinness and meat. That's
Guinness
it.
meat.
Guinness meat. That's all you need to know. No, you need to know more than
wrap
that.
up.
Yeah. Okay, that wraps up this segment. No, Luke
Thanks for
Duato
coming.
joins us. He is the executive chef at Patty Boland's and Maxwell's Bistro. Welcome to the show, Luke. Great to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
And I think it's exciting news. Maxwell's has really been an iconic spot for people to go for many, many years, but it is under new ownership, and you guys have decided to make a few changes. What are some of those changes?
Well, we're just doing a couple of cosmetic changes in the front, making it a little more, I don't know, up to date, I guess.
Yeah.
A little more trendy. But it's mostly the food that we did a big change on it, 360, just a whole different direction. It's always been kind of known, I guess from what I could tell, talking to people, more like an Italian kind of style cuisine.
Right.
We just went totally away from that. Went kind of like gastropub style a bit. Just some good food done well.
Yeah. So
That's
what do we have in this pan?
Well, what I'm doing.
I mean, I've already said we've said